Good evening and welcome to our special broadcast on the upcoming T20 fourth encounter between India and New Zealand. Well, India is already the king of this series, but today the match will be played to test and strengthen up their might in run-up to the T20 Cricket World Cup, and that is why we call it the big build-up. Today's match is also a matter of prestige for New Zealand, who haven't been able to open their accounts so far in the ongoing T20 series. So in the next half an hour, we'll get you reports, stats, facts and pre-match analysis with our guests. Let's get started. With the ongoing T20 series already in the bag after a dominant victory in Guwahati, India enters the fourth T20I in Visakhapatnam, eyeing a clinical clean sweep. The focus remains on fine-tuning the squad ahead of next month's T20 World Cup. Here's more.
With India already wrapping up the 5-match series by winning the third match at Guwahati, Suryakumar Yadav and company will look to move closer to a clean sweep against the Kiwis when the two teams meet again at Visakhapatnam today for the fourth T20I. Captain Suryakumar Yadav has silenced critics by regaining his explosive form, hitting consecutive 50s in the last two games, while Ishan Kishan has impressed at number 3 in Tilak Verma's absence. Sanju Samson faces immense pressure. With Shreyas Iyer waiting in the wings, Samson needs a big score in Vizag to secure his spot in the World Cup starting 11. The ACA VDCA Stadium is traditionally a batter's paradise. Expect a high-scoring encounter similar to the 400-run thriller seen here against Australia. While the surface favors big hitters, spinners may find some grip as the game progresses. Though India have sealed the series, the contest is far from meaningless, with several selection calls and form concerns still under the scanner ahead of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026. Shobhit Chandola's report, DD India.
And now let's take a quick look at the stadium's pitch report as well, because that is one of the most important aspects. The surface there favors the batter, which means a huge scope for the batters there. But when we talk about the bowlers, they too face difficulties due to even bounce and small boundaries at the ACA VDCA Cricket Stadium. Well, dew in the second inning could also tip the scales in favour of those who are chasing. That's why toss becomes important and spinners may receive some assistance. So this is how the pitch is likely to behave at the fourth T20I between India and New Zealand. Well, in the latest ICC Men's T20 International Players Rankings, several top Indian players made significant gains following strong performances in the ongoing T20 International Series against New Zealand. Opener Abhishek Sharma continues to reign supreme as he extended his lead at the top after scoring 2 fiery half-centuries. Tilak Verma occupied third place despite of not playing in the series due to an injury, underlining his dominance in the format. Suryakumar Yadav also climbed up the rankings, jumping 5 places to 7th following his unbeaten 57 in the third T20 International. Meanwhile, mystery spinner Varun Chakravarti continues to hold the #1 position among the T20 international bowlers. Pace spearhead Jasprit Bumrah moved up 4 places to 13th in after claiming 3 wickets in the third T20 international. In the all-rounders list, Hardik Pandya inched up 1 spot to 3rd, while Shivam Dube made a big leap of 6 places to 11th. And talking about Abhishek Sharma, records have been broken by India's sensational left-handed opener during the ongoing India versus New Zealand T20 International Series. Well, Abhishek Sharma created history by registering the highest individual score without facing a single dot ball, smashing an unbeaten 68 off just 20 deliveries in the third T20 International. This is the highest strike rate for a full member nation batter in a T20 international innings with minimum 20 balls faced. During his innings, Abhishek brought up his 50 in 14 balls, which is the second fastest T20 international 50 by an Indian. He reached 50-run mark in less than 25 balls for the ninth time in T20 internationals, which is the most by any cricketer in terms of balls faced by Abhishek, and it is also the fastest batter to score 5,000 T20 runs. And now to get you more on this, to understand more about the upcoming match, I'm joined by our expert today, Mr. Malay Nirav joins us for more. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us once again here on DD India Sports Broadcast. Let's begin with Abhishek Sharma. Mohammad Kaif compared Abhishek Sharma's fearless batting to Chris Gayle, saying the youngster attacks from ball one. How do you look at this evolving, growing superstar?
See, with a strike rate of more than 200 in T20, I don't think anybody should doubt his skills, batting skills, and the fiery batting that we have seen coming from him. Today also, you know that the way the toss has been, India has won the toss and decided to bowl first, and when it'll be very dewy in the second half, and right now also their New Zealand captain is saying, Santner is saying that there's already some dew there. So, you know, when Abhishek comes, the thing to watch there would be how he handles the new bowlers if they're in. I don't know what is the team composition, but if Lockie Ferguson is in, then it will be a new battle between Lockie Ferguson and Abhishek. And that is what we need to look at and we need to be watchful about, because Lockie Ferguson is coming back after more than a year. He had some injuries, first in the calf muscles and then in the hamstring. So he has been out. And now when he comes back, what does he have in store for Abhishek will be the thing to watch. But having said that, I must also tell you that Abhishek is a kind of player who doesn't believe in anything else except hitting hard at the ball. And the way he goes, you saw him making that half century in 14 balls. The way he goes, see, he's unstoppable. He reminds you of some of the great names that we have seen in the last 20, 30 years in the limited overs cricket, like Jayasuriya, like Virendra Sehwag and others. And he is one person who's unstoppable, completely.
Now, with India deciding to bowl first, there is one change. Arshdeep Singh has come in and Ishan Kishan is out. How do you look at this placement? Because there were questions if Ishan Kishan should open the innings, but now this important change.
Yeah, I think it's time for Sanju Samson to show his skills, because had Ishan been there, things would have been a little difficult for him. But now, when Sanju Samson is going to be playing 2 more matches before the next World Cup, I think he'll have to prove his worth in the team, because earlier, as you know, Ishan Kishan was not the first choice when he was brought in. He was brought in when Tilak got hurt and he was out, and Tilak was out, and then Sanju Samson was brought in. And after he started doing very well at number 3, then it was said that, you know, he fits in the number 3 position very well, and therefore he should continue to bat at number 3, which meant that Sanju Samson would be opening. Now, this is a very strange kind of a situation where I feel that it is now up to Sanju Samson to go slow, think about it, bat very thoughtfully, and then ensure, because now his fate hangs in balance, especially before the T20 World Cup. If he wants to have a chance there, then he'll have to show his skills and prove his worth. And as Moni Mokel has said, the coach, he has said that he needs just one good innings to stage a comeback. And that always happens with great players. Form are temporary and then class is permanent. He has shown his class earlier. So far as Tilak Verma is concerned, he's out, and Arshdeep Singh will have a heyday, I hope, here, because he has been doing very well, and I think it's a very well thought about decision. Also, don't forget that Indian team management has always been trying to rotate bowlers, to have new faces, to have Bumrah out, Bumrah in and out every time. So that is what I feel is very important now for both Sanju and Arshdeep to perform very well when they have been given a chance.
Definitely. We are expecting few records to be created. There were few records in the kitty upcoming for Ishan Kishan as well, but now he's not playing. But again, I would request you to hold on as now we will get our viewers a quick glimpse of the records that we are expecting. Well, Indian captain, to begin with, Suryakumar Yadav has scored 2 consecutive centuries, which means that he is now just 41 runs away from becoming only the 3rd Indian after Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma to complete 3,000 T20 international runs. There were 2 records awaited for Ishan Kishan as well, though he's not playing now. Ishan Kishan was just 92 runs away from completing 100 T20 runs. Maybe he'll get an opportunity in the next one, and he needs 8 sixes and more to complete the 50 T20I sixes as well. Moving on to Devon Conway, he needs 5 more sixes to complete 50 T20 international sixes. And talking further about New Zealand, well, New Zealand's captain Mitchell Santner has played well with the bat this series, and now he needs 58 runs more to complete 1,000 T20 international runs. And that's not it for New Zealand. Ish Sodhi also needs 5 more wickets to become the leading wicket taker in T20 internationals for New Zealand and the 2nd highest wicket taker in T20 internationals ever. So these are some of the records that we are now really looking forward to. Now, coming back to you, Mr. Malayanira, when we talk about the New Zealand side as well, we showed some of the records that can be expected, but as a team, they somewhere tremble, especially in the middle order. How do you see their performance, and especially ahead of the T20 Cricket World Cup?
Well, if you ask me, honestly, I'm not too concerned about poor display of New Zealand. They are using this particular series more for practice than anything else. Let us accept that. And the way they have tried their bowlers, batters, everyone, I think if I have known New Zealand well, I've been following cricket for the last 35 years or so, first as a correspondent, then as an expert. So if I know New Zealand team well, they peak at the right time. So for all you know, if they peak at the time of the World Cup and they have their players sorted well enough so that there's no confusion and there's no need to think of places to be filled by new faces, then I'm sure that there will be a formidable opposition for T20. Now, this series is definitely a dampener for them. They have not performed up to the mark. So I feel that New Zealand will try to stage a comeback, at least today and a bit later. India has been lucky. They have won the toss, and it'll be difficult for New Zealand now. All said and done, I feel that we cannot write off New Zealand as not one of the main competitors for this World Cup just because they haven't done well against India in the current series. So I personally feel that New Zealand is capable of doing well, and they have always, as I said earlier, been peaking at the right time. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Mustafa Modi just quoted that India should have, chosen some other decision, which is to bat first instead of bowling. How do you look at it? However, the answer he has received, but what is your expert take on his statement?
Well, see, it is a contentious thing to say that. I was also initially, when I heard this, when I was waiting for your program, I saw the flash coming in, the Arshdeep is in. Now, it came as a bit of a surprise, but again, don't forget that we need to just try our bowlers well. And nowadays, if you have watched the matches, the bowlers have won quite a few matches for India. They are those who have always been winning for India, especially when India has been chasing. So, because they don't allow a big score to hang up on the scoreboard. And that is where I think they have been playing very well. Now, India has a good bench strength, both in batting and in bowling, but the bowlers getting a chance and preparing themselves well before the 2020, and also not overexerting so that nobody has a chance for a niggling injury or whatever, even if it is a minor one, is something which is very important. At the same time, it is also important to expose your bowlers to some of the best batters of the world and see how they stand there. So it's a good decision. They have Indian batting team has a very good depth. This batting side is very good depth, and one player shot, even if Ishan Kishan is not there, I think there should not be a problem.
Now, when we talk about the overall performance, it clearly showcases that going ahead into the T20 Cricket World Cup, India is once again one of the favourite sides for the entire world. One of the most superior teams. But having said that, when we come to player-by-player performances, Sanju Samson and his performance at T20 is a big question. And you yourself mentioned that how he has performed over the games that we've seen so far. How do you see the decision of having Sanju Samson, giving him yet another opportunity? Is it worth doing ahead of a T20 Cricket World Cup, considering all the combination and permutation the team head, the team coach wants to go ahead with?
Sanju has been a little unlucky. Let's be honest. Let's be fair to him. He is a class player. And as I was telling you, Morkel has very rightly pointed it out in the press conference that he had yesterday, the pre-match press conference. He said that he just needs one innings to stage a comeback. Also, the position that he had to change because of Ishan Kishan coming in place of Tilak Verma, and now he's doing a good job as an opener. So the opening slot also needs somebody or the other to support Abhishek Singh, right? And if Sanju is able to perform well, and the additional advantage that he gives because of being not only a batter but also a very handy wicket keeper, so that way I think it is a good idea to give him one or two more chances to see if he can regain his form.
And also let's talk about Suryakumar. The way he started the series, that wasn't quite good. But the way he's concluding the series is really impressive. How do you look at his performance? Is this his perfect style that he always, ensures that he's going to perform in this particular way, in this particular pattern? Or is this just a mood that he always go along with?
See, people like Suryakumar Yadav, you should not be talking about an inimitable uniform style in their batting. They are the ones who just go after the ball. And when he was introduced and people used to call him the 360-degree sky, you remember he didn't have any fixed stroke by which you could identify him, right? He is the man who is a hard hitter of the ball, and he also plays in a way in which I don't think he's very careful about not losing the wicket, about staying there, and about performing, playing the role of the sheet anchor, and so on and so forth. He had a purple patch, and now you see his position going up in the ICC ranking. So he's trying to stage a comeback, and he's come back very well. And again, I would say that for a person of his caliber, it should not be very difficult. We cannot write him off just because he hasn't performed very well in one or two matches. So this is my take on Suryakumar Yadav. He is a brilliant player. He has his own way. He is just he is unstoppable again. Of course, not like Abhishek, but very similar to what Abhishek does. He plays fearlessly, and he's a hard hitter of the ball, and he doesn't believe in doing anything whereby the run rate goes down or striking rate goes down. And players of this kind are doing very well in limited overs cricket all over the world. So he comes in and he stays there as a very useful cricketer.
Now, Ravi Bishnoi also said that this side of the team is very important. And today, after the toss results, our captain talked about Akshar Patel as well, that he still needs more time. But hopefully, we can have him in the next match. Again, a very strategic decision by the team members as well and by the decisive authorities. How do you look at the permutation and combination that the team, coaches, the managers, they always go up with? How important it becomes, especially when we are getting so much close to the T20 Cricket World Cup?
As I said earlier, both India and New Zealand want to do their last bit of experimentation in this series. They're very clear that they want to try out each and every player, give them maximum chance, and then decide upon the best who are going to be playing there. So, whether it is Ravi Bishnoi or whether it is Shivam Dubey, whether it is Hardik Pandya, whether it is Rinku Singh, whether it is, Sanju Samson, whosoever it may be. I mean, the idea is that you have to go there and perform. And when you go there and perform, there are some names which are indispensable. For example, Jasprit Bumrah, he's indispensable. Of course, nobody would like to give him too much of load because he has to be protected. And you need him also to see you through the finals, etc., in the slog overs. But then, if you look at people like Rinku Singh, who have come up and who have performed to the expectations by being a wonderful, wonderful finisher, then of course you see there's a logic behind that. And Ravi Bishnoi, not to forget, is also somebody in whom the team management has reposed faith and confidence. So right now, I would not call it a problem of plenty, but I would call it a problem of plenty of good players. So each player has to carve out a place for himself, which they have done. But then what is more important is that they have to perform consistently, continuously, to ensure that they're able to sustain the form which they have shown just before finding a place in the team.
That's
Indian
very much right.
Done very well.
That's right. And we are just few minutes away. The match is going to start at 7 o'clock sharp. But a last quick question to you, because New Zealand is also not a very weak team. It is a very unpredictable as well as a strong team. Who could be the possible surprise threat against India?
Well, I don't know, but they were saying there was some talk of Campbell being brought up the ladder. So if that happens, I think he could be performing very well. And as I told you, that I'm still not too sure about whether Lockie Ferguson is in or not. Is he in? I'm not too sure. Because if he is in, there was talks that he will be in and Nisham will be in. If Nisham and Ferguson come, then again, there will be two new faces for India and they could spring up some surprises.
Definitely. All right. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and getting us a rounded perspective as we now get ready for the fourth T20 encounter. Hopefully, India wins it because they are already the king of the series. But also, it is a matter of prestige for New Zealand this time to at least win the fourth encounter out of the entire T20 series that India has already sealed their name in the three initial ones. Thank you so much, Mr. Malenira, for joining us and getting us a rounded perspective on this. And with this, it's a wrap here on this exclusive edition, the big build-up of T20 International Series between India and New Zealand. We'll be back with more news and updates as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Deepika. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.